if you ask somebody their opinion on something too, sometimes I don't even know if it's that they don't have a more niche opinion on something, but it's that they're afraid of what's going to happen if they don't because of cancel culture and everything. Like, people are just scared. And so we just create a bunch of robots.
In this video, I'm going to talk about little things that typically don't matter, but they add up into a big thing. And these are some of the reasons why I do not like people anymore. This is not for clickbait. This is not for views. I'm just being real. And I've always said, I always wondered how could someone make it to maybe the age of 30? Like, that probably was my tolerance. Maybe for some people, they were already done with people by 21 or 25. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. What age were you just done with people? I would say for me, I mean, I never kept track, but we could say somewhere around 30 or so, plus or minus, I don't know. But okay, so these are things that happen every day in my life, and I'm sure in your life or others' lives, that are just so annoying, and it just chips away at my soul. Like, say, for example, you were to go to like McDonald's or Burger King, it doesn't matter what fast food you go to, and you said, I want a cheeseburger and a small fry. How many times does the person say, like, what? What did you say? Can you repeat that? I've like literally reached the point, well, I'm way past the point where I do not repeat myself. I either drive up to the window and say my order, or I don't say anything. And do you know, a lot of times when you don't repeat yourself, the person will repeat what you just said, which means that they heard you at the effing window. So then why are you asking me what if you heard what I said? Okay, another thing about, fast food places. It doesn't matter if it's Taco Bell, McDonald's, they all do the same thing. Aren't you guys tired? Like, sick and tired. If I go to Taco Bell, I order, well, basically anything from Taco Bell, but let's say I order a couple tacos. Why do I have to beg you for hot sauce? These people, now I've never worked in fast food, and I'm quite sure that they're being told not to give anything unless the person asks. So if you're going to do your job and do what they're telling you, don't get mad at me when I ask you for sauce, napkins, forks, all the things that I need. I don't give a shit. I don't give a F-U-C-K if you get mad, if you roll your eyes, if this, that. It ain't my fucking problem. I'm going to hold up this line until you give me all the sauces, butters, ketchups, syrup, napkins, forks, knives that I need. I'm paying you to feed me. How dare you get an attitude because I need hot sauce when you know that you would want hot sauce for your food? And I don't care if the person is the rare person who doesn't need hot sauce on their tacos. Like, no, I'm Caribbean. I need my hot sauce. I don't even have to explain myself. I'm not leaving this line until you give me what I need. Not my problem. Or if you like, I could just get a refund and hold up this line even longer. And yes, I will. So I guess one thing I would say, I'm kind of like going off the top of the dome. I didn't have a plan of what I was going to say in this video, but those are a couple things I hate about fast food. What else? I don't know. What are some things that I just really detest about people? Like, I don't know, just driving around other people. I mean, come on. You got these people, I don't know what state you guys live in. Everybody thinks if you're driving too slow, then they want to hurry up, speed up, drive in front of you, slow down, cut you off. But then what happens when a car accident happens? Like, just people are so stupid. Like, oh God, I can't stand them. Like, oh my gosh, like, and let me know in the comments section what are some like things that you cannot stand about other people. Um, Now, I'm not saying in this video, because you always got to give disclosures nowadays, which is also stupid. Um, I'm not saying I literally hate every single person, just most of them. But people at like fast food, yeah, I can't stand them. Um, like, also another thing I would say, I don't know why I'm talking about food so much, but I remember just recently I went to, I don't even know what restaurant it was, but I went inside of like a restaurant and I was asking a girl questions about their food. The dummy doesn't even know nothing. Wait, you're telling me you're working at a restaurant and you don't know nothing? Like, oh my gosh. And then keep in mind, these could be the same people who demand $20 an hour or some set a number per hour to, because, we all have heard of that argument, that, I want to be able to live. I don't want to just work to live. I want to actually enjoy my life. But then when I go into the restaurant and you don't know anything, you don't know about your own products, like you work there, it's your job to know about your own products. So then this other guy, like, I guess he kind of like didn't like literally push her to the side, but he came up and then he answered my question because he actually had a brain. And another thing is just like, I don't know. I guess I just reached, honestly, I know some of my examples have been about food. It's not really about food. It's everything. Like, I don't know. I don't want to really be around other people that much. And I'm sure they don't want to be around me. I don't know. I just feel like when you start going around other people, like it is, unless you're very patient, if you're a very patient person and things don't anger you and piss you off, then you're probably good. But if things like bother you easily, or like, the person is stupid as AF, it's, you just done. Like, I want to be like on an island. Like, I'm also just done with America in general. I am like so done. Like, I want to be on an island with not that many people. And I'm not saying I don't want to be around any people. I don't want to necessarily be isolated by myself for the rest of my life. I just don't want to be around many people. They're stupid. Like, I don't know. Somebody tell me if I'm correct that, I used to always be very, I used to think that like people weren't really that dumb. And like a lot of people would say like, oh, maybe I'm smart or I'm average intelligence. And I'm really starting to wonder, like I would really, now I'm being real about this. It might be interesting for me to like, I don't know, go work around people that study like IQ or like who make standardized tests, things like that. Because I get it that people, like, how somebody might say, well, the average intelligence of this country is this. But the thing is, people don't really know what that number means. If you say the average intelligence in the United States is 105, but what does that 105 mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything unless we can, like, someone would have to point out what a 105 IQ is and what a 120 is and what a 140 is and what an 80 is. Like, I'm starting to get, like, a lot of people, they're just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to say stupid, but just, I don't know. They're not worth much. And I'm going for like all kinds of people. This has nothing to do with, regardless of different characteristics. A lot of people probably think that they are like, I don't even know. It's just even just to think about how I'm going to phrase this before somebody, just the fact that people get mad for everything. And here's one final thing I'm just going to leave on this note, because I didn't know what I was going to really say in this video. One thing I can't really stand that most people do I would say that most people, like I'm just guessing, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'm not trying to be like right, but in my opinion, I would say that most people would say that they are for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, that they agree with stuff like that. They agree with letting your voice be heard, meaning like, let's say I was an advocate for certain subject. Most people in theory would say, well, if you believe strongly in this subject or you want to promote this, that you should do it, right? Here's the thing though. If people say this and they act like they believe this, but when people actually go and do it, if it does not align with how for some people, if it doesn't align with how they are, then they do not like you anymore. They even hate you. Now, you guys could insert, we could even say controversial topics. We start getting into politics and stuff. Just think about like what I'm saying, that, everyone says like, oh, we're free in America, which is a lie, and saying that, that they want people to be able to express themselves. But if I really expressed how I thought publicly, man, I would have a lot of enemies. That, people, they're just hypocrites. They're cool with it until you show that you're different in some way. Some people can be mature, they'll still be your friend, they'll still like you. Then you got these people very judgmental and just can't handle the fact that somebody thinks something different than them. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about, just a few things I pointed out. These are not like the main reasons why I'm done with people. These were just a few of the reasons that came to my mind. And I'm just, enjoying a sunny day out here in the mountains. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure that you guys have liked this video and that you subscribe to the channel. And, I don't know, there's just something effing wrong with people. And I don't know, I'm just trying to find peace in this world, and it's very hard.